beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchiimoh, and on this channel I talk about cake business. I share tips on personal development, entrepreneurship. I do story time, tutorials, vlogs, and share recipes as well. And you're welcome. If you're seeing me for the first time, you see my face for the first time, you are most welcome to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. Please don't make it your last by subscribing to my channel. Make sure you come back, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And if you've always been here and OG, please just drop me a red heart right now in the comment. Drop me like 5 red hearts or 4 red hearts, and I appreciate you so much for always being here. Thank you for your support. Today we're talking about something that is very, very important, not very palatable because we don't like it, because it leaves us in a place of discouragement, anxiety, anger, fear, and we're just not happy about it. What is this topic? It is a negative feedback, the things that can cause you or that can make customers give you negative reviews, bad feedback like we call it. Now if it's something you're interested in, you want to know what these things are and you want to avoid them, like the title says, avoid these things, then you want to keep on watching because I'll be right back. And you're welcome back. So I'm going to share a little story with my number one point. This has to do with the specification or the size of the cake. So I once baked a cake for someone, and she sent me a sample, quite all right. Okay, so she sent me a sample. It was a square cake, and this cake had height. It was tall, but she wanted something that was big. She did not want a small cake. She wanted something that was big. I think she was having a mini party for some people, and so she did not want something that was small. So back and forth, we ended up settling for a 10-inch cake. What I would have done was to advise her that the cake is not going to, in fact, what I should have done, I know I made a mistake in the communication. I'm admitting that, yes, I made a mistake, and I want you to learn from my experience so you don't make the same mistake. You know, there are some cakes that you make 8 inches in size, they look tall, beautiful, elegant, and everything, but if you try to make them in a bigger size, say like 10 inches or 12 inches, you're just causing trouble. You're just looking for trouble. Because why? To achieve, first of all, it will not look like the sample that would send. It will not look like an 8-inch. It will not look like how it was looking when it's an 8-inch. I don't know if you're following, right? So you're going to need more to achieve that same height. So you need to communicate to your client. So these are the things I should have communicated with her. So she sent me something that looked like an 8-inch. It had a good height. It was nice, beautiful, and everything. But replicating it in a 10-inch was an issue. I realized when I was already baking that I needed to use more cakes to achieve that same height. And for the amount that was paid, I couldn't do that. If it was late, the amount that was paid would have been lesser than what I was going to do, because I needed more layers. You know, square cakes, I needed more layers. And so I just couldn't do it. So by the time I was done with this cake, in fact, that cake troubled me so much. I was at work till 12 midnight. I got home around past midnight. And it was a tug of war in the morning. It was trouble in the morning. So for things like this, make sure that you communicate with them so that at least you can hit what they're expecting. Let them know what their expectations are. Like, if the expectations are realistic, if the expectations are feasible, don't accept an order and then when you now make it, it looks different. So in my case, the cake was it was not as tall as that. It was big, but it was not as tall as that. And to achieve a good height, I would have had to use more. Plus the finishing was a total disaster. I don't just know what happened with that cake, but it was a total disaster. So that's number one, specification. Make sure that you communicate, especially in terms of size. Communicate in terms of everything. Make sure that you're clear on the specifications and you stick to it. If you cannot stick to it, I don't know what you want to do, but just try your best and stick to it, or else do not take the order. The second thing is the delivery time. Have you ever run late for a delivery? Have you ever been late for a delivery? Yes, I have. I have been late for a delivery, for a wedding cake delivery, and the person that I was dealing with that day, I was surprised. I don't want to say I was shocked, because the way she was now then speaking to me at the point. Look, I had made an arrangement with the delivery guy that I was going to leave, because I stay on the island, it's on the mainland, so it's like 2 hours thereabouts away. Depending on the traffic, it would be like 3-4 hours, and it was a weekend, so I had made arrangements to leave by 9. I can't even remember when this guy came. He came late and there was traffic that day. Believe you, like, I was in the car and I just felt like dissolving because the calls were coming. It's not the first that I've had different experiences. So by the time the calls started coming in, where are you? Where is the cake? I felt like isn't this one not even disappearing? I felt like just At some point I was weak, I was drained, I was upset, and then the upset reached equilibrium and then came down. I was tired. And like I said, the person I was relating with, I was surprised the way she was speaking to me on that day, because she threw respect out of the window and she gave it to me. So you want to avoid delivering cakes late. For wedding cakes, I know that I've shared few tips when it comes to wedding cakes, especially buttercream cakes or delivering your cakes. I'm going to insert the video just so you can see. Make sure that you are familiar with where you're going to, you know where it is. I'm also talking to myself here. You make inquiries, get landmarks. Everything should just be okay, so that, and leave on time, leave early enough so that you don't get into traffic and you are able to deliver on time. We've heard stories of people that delivered wedding cakes or got to the reception venue when the wedding had already started. You want to avoid that kind of embarrassment. It's really, really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing, is it? Please avoid that. Avoid delivering late so that you don't have bad feedback from your client. The third thing is not being able to replicate design. So I have shared a video on red flags that you should take note of and that you should avoid. So when a customer has come to say, I want exactly the same kind of cake, and you're not able to deliver or make exactly the same type of cake, you're definitely going to run into issues with them. And I don't know the possibility of making exactly the same kind of cake that another person makes, especially when the person is, I don't even know the baker, the person is abroad, uses different color brands, different things, and they say they want it. I don't take such orders because I love my peace of mind. I do not want issues with anybody. So if you're taking such orders, when you're hearing, I want exactly the same kind of design, or you're hearing so many things going on, I want red, but the red should not be really red. It should be a shade. It should have a shade of maroon. It should be like this, like that, and then I don't want too much flowers. 1 or 2 flowers is fine, but then this crown that is on top, make it be at the base, and then you have so many things, so many details going on, and you don't stick to the brief, my dear, you're going to run into issues with your clients and you're going to get negative feedback. So try and avoid this kind of orders. If you know that you have the mind, the capacity to take them, all well and good, but for me, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't cross the line. So if you don't stick to the brief, even if it's not somebody else's this design, if they have said I want this, I don't want this, and you feel, oh, you can just take decisions or make decisions on their behalf without consulting them, then you're going to run issues. What I usually do, if I have to maybe make a switch or I have to do something, I usually would send a message to say, oh, I'm having issues with getting this or achieving this, or this is what they have available, can we change it? Can I buy this instead of them? Maybe when I go for shopping and I realize, oh, they don't have this that was actually on the design that I made, I can say, okay, can we use white? Even as something as simple as color, I'll tell them, okay, we don't have the black of this topper currently, we have white, we have purple, we have blue, can I use that? Is that okay for you? So make sure you clear everything with them so that you're able to, you have your peace of mind. You don't have to run into issues with anybody at the end of the day. Now the first thing is damaged cakes. Cakes that will slide off the board, cakes that will split into two, the layers are moving here and moving there, or dented cakes. And how you want to avoid this is to ensure that your cakes are placed right in the car. I have a video on cake delivery. I don't know if you've seen the video. If you've not seen it, I'm going to link it somewhere for you so that you can watch that video. So ensure that you place your cakes properly in the car, support it well so that it's sitting this way, sitting level. It's not this way, it's not bent like this. You know how the car sits is, so it's not bent. Do everything you need to do, or you want to place it on, if you're placing it in the trunk of your car, in the boot of your car, make sure that it is safe, it is fine. If you are not the one delivering it, then please read the rules to the people. If it's not an in-house staff, an in-house person, then you want to ensure that you tell them, you communicate to them, please drive carefully. Like here in Nigeria, I'll say, I beg, drive small, as in just be careful, drive carefully with this cake, especially if I know that it's something that is cake that is very delicate, or a design that is very delicate. So please be mindful of the delivery, know how to deliver right, dowel your cakes right, put the right structure in your cakes. I've talked about this a couple of times, you've seen it in my videos. I don't take chances at all, so don't take chances, do what you need to do so that you do not have issues of dented cakes falling over, layer splitting, and all of that. Now another thing that can get your customers upset and make you get a negative feedback is if your cake doesn't taste good and your cake doesn't look good, or your cake doesn't look good. So if you know that you're still practicing, your hands are not yet In Nigeria, I'll say your hands are not strong. If you know you're not yet good, know that if you know you haven't mastered your baking, you need to master your baking. So don't do experiments, don't do trials with people's orders. Don't just try. Ensure that when you're doing recipes, you're not trying new recipes with clients' cakes, with customers' cakes. Make sure that you've mastered your baking, you've mastered your decorating, because if the cake doesn't look good, the finishing is poor, the cake doesn't taste nice, the texture is bad, gummy, crumbly, falling apart, and all of that, you would definitely get a negative feedback. So try and master your craft. Avoid practicing, avoid taking orders that you know that you cannot fulfill, especially when they send you maybe sculptured cakes that are beyond your skill level. Don't do faith. I know that you like to try things. I know that you like to challenge yourself and feel, oh, let me just try this out, I can do it. If you have the mind, fine. But if you know that you don't have the capacity, you know that your skill level is not up to that, please, I beg of you, avoid it so that you can have your peace of mind. I believe that this video has been of great help. One more thing before I end, spoiled cakes. Spoiled cakes. I have a video on that as well. Now, there are various reasons why your cakes can go bad before they even consume it. Right, so you want to do all you need to do to make sure that your cake is still in good condition. It is fine when it gets to the clients. You're not baking ahead of time, way ahead of time, and then leaving it out. You're not doing the right things. For me, I don't do preservatives, but I know how I handle my cakes so that they still taste fresh when they get to the client, and at least they can still enjoy the cake. So please don't send spoiled cakes to clients. Don't bake cakes and then not handle them well, do the right things, and they'll go bad. Please, if you're here to watch the video on spoiled cakes and reasons why your cakes go bad fast, I'm going to link it here so that you can watch. Thank you so much for watching this video. I believe that it has been of great help to you. And if you're yet to like this video, please like the video. If you found it valuable, please drop me a kind comment in the comment section as well. And if you have questions, also drop them in the comments as well. If you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.